Hello friends, this video is recorded for a purpose. It has been almost 6 years since the implementation of GST, and the kind of changes that we have observed during this period of almost 6 years have been immense. Like there are a lot of changes which has happened, which is very difficult to keep a track. And therefore, I have decided to start learning GST once again on a daily basis, at least Monday to Friday. When I was having this idea of discussing or rather reading and learning the provisions, including with the applicable rules, including with the applicable circulars, notifications, case laws, rather everything pertaining to one particular provision or circular or a section. Few of my friends have motivated me that in spite of having this close discussion with couple of the friends, let us have the benefit of this particular learning habit to be shared with all of you. And with this intention, I've tried to start daily GST learning from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. with all of you so that we all can learn GST once again, the manner in which it was laid down, which it or rather it was implemented, and what it exactly is today. What are the changes that has happened? And therefore, the entire process is of continuous learning for at least 1.5 hours on a daily basis, at least 5 days a week. This is merely, rather, most importantly, for my personal benefit, because I want to revise the entire GST along with rules and all. Since you all are aware that I am now practicing as a lawyer, so most of the times we refer only those provisions for which we are arguing in the court of law, and rest of the provisions are not referred on a daily basis or maybe on a regular basis. So therefore, I thought that why not learn the entire this thing, revise the entire or see the entire provisions once again. And with the motivation of my friends, I've decided to not to have this in a closed door with the limited number of people, but with all of you, so that we all can learn together as we have done this during the COVID lockdown period. But friends, this is not going to be a restrictive this thing. It is not having any time limit. We will be reading the provisions along with the circulars and everything in detail, one by one, and therefore it may take 3 months, 6 months to complete the discussion or the reading. But this is going to be on a daily basis. The material that we propose to refer is Bare Act. So every one of you are requested to have the Bare Acts with you while we are discussing or reading the provisions. And this is on your screen, you can see GST Acts Master Guide and Rules Master Guide. This is a short compilation that we have done, wherein anything and everything pertaining to one particular provision is mapped. I'll show you a example also, a chapter brief, so that you can understand what kind of compilation is that. So there are two options. One, you can have the Bare Act with you and rules with you, and that can help us in discussing the provisions. Or if you have this book, this compilation of master guide, then this also can be used, because we will be referring only this material which is compiled by us. So now moving further, section 6, say for example, so what we have done is I'll just let you know the structure of this book. Section 6, the entire provision has been depicted here in the uh, format of provision. And then the absolute statutory provisions is there, which again we have reproduced. And then if any amendment is there, the entire list of amendment, if let's say if any section has been amended 3 times, 4 times, so how many number of times the amendments have taken place, it will be in this table, so that you are not supposed to refer back the what I can say, the act or the previous act 2017 edition, 2018 edition. The entire amendment with the exact provision will be there at a relevant place. Then comes relevant notifications. If let's say we have taken an example, section 6, if there is any notification which is pertaining to section 6, whenever it has been amended, whenever it gets rescinded or suspended, you'll be finding those notifications also in this notification table. Then thereafter, we have tried to compile the relevant rules. If any rule is relevant for a particular provision of law, then those rules will also be falling within this table 6.4. And if any notifications are there which is affecting those rules, then those also will be falling within this table 6.4, that relevant notification affecting such rules. Then once the notifications are over, then comes the relevant circulars. So therefore, any circular is, if it is applicable, if it is there, given by the board, will be discussing those circulars also. Thereafter, the relevant letter, trade notices, orders, removal of difficulty orders, or whatsoever other documents or guidelines are there, we have tried to cover that also in section. Then relevant forms, and then thereafter, the relevant case laws. There is a limitation. We have covered only High Court and Supreme Court cases. No AAR, no AAR we have tried to incorporate, because as per us, that may not be having a binding effect. So therefore, we have not considered that. So we have considered only those cases which are decided by the Honorable High Court or Supreme Court. We have bifurcated into two portions. One, the cases in favor of assessee, so far as section 6 is concerned. And two, the cases in favor of revenue, if any, as decided by the various courts in a particular section. So therefore, section wise, entire history you can get when the section was introduced, when it has undergone any amendment, what are the relevant notifications pertaining to that section, which are the relevant rules pertaining to that section. If any rules have been amended by any notification, that those notifications also. Then thereafter, what are the circulars issued by the board pertaining to that section. Then thereafter, if any forms are applicable to that particular section, say for example, registration. So if a procedure for registration section 25 has to be read, then which forms are relevant for that? So that forms and the time limit within which those forms should be uploaded is also mentioned in a table. And then thereafter, the relevant case laws. We have tried to cover the majority of the case laws which are relevant. And here you can see on the screen cases in favor of revenue. So we have bifurcated into two portions. One, cases in favor of assessee, cases in favor of revenue, because this book will be used. I am anticipating this will be used by each and every stakeholder. And I strongly believe that this compilation can be extremely helpful to the readers. So if a departmental officer is using, he will primarily go into the cases into favor of revenue. And if I am using as an assessee, I'll be going for the cases which are in favor of the assessee. So therefore, we have tried to bifurcate this into two. So the order will be in favor of assessee, then Supreme Court, and then High Court. And then in favor of revenue, again Supreme Court and High Court. This is what will be the structure of the book. So with this, friends, this is a short video which I wanted to release for all of you to show what kind of book structure or compilation we are going to utilize for the purpose of this series. And in case, I'll be showing that once again on the screen, the books, the compilation, in case anybody wants to book this, they can go on the website of commercial publication house, I think commercial publishers, and from there they can online book this. Next week we are expecting, because we are starting this series on 16th of May, and I'm anticipating that by 16th of May we'll be having this book released across the country. So you will be able to purchase this book either through your law book sellers, or you can directly purchase online through commercial or maybe Amazon or any other portal. So this is all about the series that we are going to start. The purpose is selfish. I want to learn the entire GST again, section by section, clause by clause. That is the main purpose. But I want to learn with all of you, and therefore this series we have launched. There is no time limit. हो सकता है 1 साल चले, हो सकता है 6 महीने चले, बट हम ट्राई करेंगे कि हम एक एक सर्कुलर, एक एक नोटिफिकेशंस जो रिलेवेंट है, रूल्स, वो हम सब साथ में पढ़े, सो दैट वी ऑल कैन कंप्लीट द एंटायर जीएसटी एट टेंडम. और बीच में जो अमेंडमेंट्स आएंगे विल बी कवरिंग दोज अमेंडमेंट्स आल्सो in the interregnum period. At the same time, we also get acquainted with the important and latest judgments which are happening so far as those sections or those provisions are concerned. That is the intention, and only requirement is आप attentively आप appear, आप रहें, present रहें, and आपके पास एक बेयर एक्ट या बेयर रूल्स मैंडेटरी होना चाहिए, एक पीस ऑफ पेपर या नोटबुक होनी चाहिए. और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि जो मटेरियल हम रेफर करेंगे, इफ यू वांट टू हैव दैट मटेरियल, you can purchase that material. And I can assure that this is second edition and we have improvised on the quality to a large extent, and we'll be improvising further on this. And with this book, the hard copy, you will be getting the ebook also free of cost by the publisher. So that also can be helpful, that you can refer at any point in time whenever you want. This is the purpose of this video, that you please join me in this journey that we are going to start from 16th of May 2023 in order to learn GST once again on a daily basis as a habit to learn from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. onwards. Anticipating that almost, I think we have crossed 2,500 registrations. My expectations are that we still can have some additional persons in this series, and therefore those persons can avail the benefit of this series to the largest level. And I also get to learn, or rather I also will learn a lot of things with all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.